Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Mahavir Singh, Professor of Physics at Himachal Pradesh University, Shimla. Today we are going to discuss about the module lattice vibration and thermal properties. This is uh, from the paper Solid State Physics. So students, let us see uh, what we are going to learn in this module. Get an understanding of interatomic interaction that exists in crystal. As we know that interatomic interaction, when atoms are far away, then this interaction is uh, zero and very small. But when we decrease the interatomic spacing between atoms or molecules, this interaction increases in negative side and it is attractive in nature. Then it reaches up to certain level which we call um, equilibrium distance, after which it convert from attractive into repulsive part and potential energy is positive. So potential energy, or whether it is interatomic force, whether it is potential, it is both attractive as well as repulsive in nature. Relate the idea of this potential energy due to repulsive attractive forces that exist between like and alike constituent particles. Understand the stability of crystalline structure and its dependence on the cohesive energy of crystal. So cohesive energy is also important when we talk about the stability of any crystalline structure. Dependence of crystal property on the cohesive energy of crystal is it's very important to know the basic physical property of any crystal. The cohesive energy of ionic crystal is mainly due to electrostatic interaction. Uh, this is possible if we assume that there is a complete transfer of the outer valence electrons. The resulting ions then will have spherical symmetric charge distribution, which in turn can be treated as a point charge. So it is treated as a point charge lying at the center of the distribution. So lattice vibration and thermal energy, cohesive energy, uh, when we talk about the cohesive energy in linked with lattice vibration and thermal energy, so cohesive energy is basically of a metal, of a crystal, is the amount of work required to break its individual atom to the ground state, and the cohesive energy of molecular solid is the energy required to dissociate the solid into its constituent molecules well separated from one another. Interatomic force and potential energy. In order to understand the stability of lattice, interatomic force and potential energy play the important role, whether it is linked with the stability of lattice, or whether it is linked with the dispersion of lattice, or whether it is linked with the thermodynamics of lattice. Interatomic force exists between atoms in a crystal, are held together by strong attractive or repulsive force which are electrical in nature, and electrostatic force between electron and nuclei is responsible for binding the lattice. When two atoms placed in close proximity to one another, the valence electron interact, and consequently a change in energy occur in such a way that the energy of valence electron in composite system is lower than that in isolated atom, thus energetically favoring the bonding in crystal. The approaching positive and negative charges exert force of attraction or repulsion such that total potential energy is given by U as a function of R equal to U attractive plus U repulsive, which is further equal to minus alpha over R raised to power n plus beta over R raised to power m, where alpha and beta are their respective coefficients and n and m are integer. And force between two atoms becomes force as a function of R equal to negative of potential gradient, potential energy gradient, which is equal to minus n alpha over R n plus 1 plus m beta over R m plus 1. At R equal to R0, the system is stable with potential energy as a function of R naught corresponding to minimum value, which is known as dissociation energy. If we solve further this equation, we achieved U as a function of R naught equal to minus alpha over R raised to power n bracket 1 minus n over m. At equilibrium, the attractive and repulsive forces are equal, but the corresponding energy are not, as n is not equal to m, as evident from their respective equation. And the nature of potential energy and the nature of electrostatic force is represented in given figure. If we go through their respective figures, it is clearly mentioned that if interatomic force or intermolecular force is large, then their potential energy is 0. If we reduce the interatomic distance, this potential energy increases in negative way, so it is attractive in nature, and it is attractive up to certain extent, which is equilibrium distance R naught, after which we cannot compress the atom because of the repulsion. So at R equal to R naught, potential energy changes from negative to positive, that is, it change its nature from attractive to repulsive. So, and in the similar way, as we know that force is negative of potential gradient, so their variation is also similar kind as shown in figure. Imposing the condition to get the minimum in energy curve, the only condition satisfying is m greater than n, implies that for a crystal bonding, the essential requirement is that repulsive force component be of smaller order than that of attractive force component. Depending upon the charge distribution, bonding occurs when atoms lose, gain or share electron, classifying the basic solids into two categories. One is primary bond, which are generally interatomic in nature, and secondary bond, which are mostly intermolecular bonds. Ionic bond, covalent bond and metallic bond are studied under the secondary category, and however, we will discuss this first covalent and ionic bond in detail. They comes in primary category, beside metallic bond also come in primary category. As I discuss, the crystal bond is of two types. One is primary bond and another is secondary bond. Primary bond is of three types: ionic, covalent, metallic, and secondary bond is molecular and hydrogen bonding. Primary bond, first bond comes in this category is ionic bond. Ionic, which we call electrovalent bonding, take place when one or more electron get transferred from one atom to the other. The ions so formed are held together by electrostatic forces of attraction, which is greater than the forces of repulsion. Alternatively, the ionic bonding results when an element of relatively low ionization energy combined with an element of high electron affinity. Corresponding examples are sodium chloride, calcium fluoride, magnesium oxides, etc., which comes in ionic crystal category. In sodium chloride crystal, electronic configuration of sodium is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1, and chlorine is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6. It is expressed two-dimensional arrangements of sodium Na plus and chlorine Cl minus, and three-dimensional sodium chloride crystal in figures. Sodium atom has a tendency to lose one electron. It converts from sodium neutral to Na plus, and chlorine neutral atom has a tendency to gain one electron so as to convert as Cl minus. In order to attain stable configuration, so they sodium lose and chlorine gain. That is why we achieve the stable configuration of sodium chloride. The electrostatic field extends in all direction, and the process of ionic bonding of Na plus and Cl minus ions extend to a number of ions. A deeper analysis is required for better understanding of concept which can be explained in terms of cohesive energy of ionic bond as discussed under. To get an estimate of cohesive energy of an ionic crystal, we continue to consider the simple case of sodium chloride. For interaction between I and J ions of the crystal, let the interaction energy be represented by capital U subscript Ij. The interaction of I ions with all other ions can be expressed as Ui equal to Ui1 plus Ui2 plus Ui3 plus and so on. And if we sum up, Ui is equal to, that is, ith ions is interactive with all other ions. So Ui equal to summation Uij, where I is not equal to j, and Uij is supposed to constitute the following. First term is Coulomb's potential energy, which is plus minus E square, where E is electronic charge, over 4 pi epsilon naught, where epsilon naught is permittivity of free space, Rij, where Rij is distance between I and J ions. And to maximize the attraction, it is important that distance between unlike charge be small as much as possible. Then second term is repulsive field potential, which is of the form lambda exponential minus Rij over rho, where lambda and rho are strength and range of the repulsive field potential respectively. Hence, to energy between I and J ions, Uij is equal to summation lambda exponential minus Rij over rho plus minus E square over 4 pi epsilon naught Rij plus or minus sign are used for like and unlike charges respectively. As earlier in this section, in equation 1, the expression for repulsive term has been replaced by an exponential expression in order to get a better representation of repulsive interaction. As for R is equal to rho, repulsive interaction reduces to 1 by E of its value at R equal to 0. So total lattice energy of crystal having 2n ions or n molecules thus becomes U total equal to n Ui. Consider repulsive interaction among immediate neighbors only. Distance Rij can be modified as Rij equal to rho ij r, where rho ij is dimensionless quantity representing the distance between the ions in terms of nearest neighbor distance capital R. If there are z number of nearest neighbors of ith ion, then Uij is given by lambda z exponential capital R over rho plus minus 1 over 4 pi epsilon naught summation E square over capital R rho ij. As for nearest neighbor, Rij equal to capital R. If we solve this equation further, so we achieved the expression U total equal to capital N bracket lambda z exponential minus capital R over rho minus alpha over 4 pi epsilon naught E square over capital R, where alpha is summation plus minus 1 over rho ij is the Madelung constant of the crystal having same value for all crystal of same structure. So this is important, this alpha, because the value of alpha decide the somewhere the stability of the crystal. From figure, it is clear that Na plus has 6 Cl minus ions at its nearest neighbor. Therefore, its potential energy due to these 6 chlorine ions is expressed as U1 equal to minus 6 E square over 4 pi epsilon naught R, and the potential energy of Na plus ions due to 12 Na plus ions which are its nearest neighbor is U2 equal to plus 12 E square over 4 pi epsilon naught root 2R. For all positive and negative ions in sodium chloride crystal, the result is U Coulomb equal to plus E square over 4 pi epsilon naught R into 6 minus 12 over root 2 plus dash 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 and bracket close, or U Coulomb is equal to minus alpha E square over 4 pi epsilon naught R, and value of alpha, that is Madelung constant, is 1.747565 for sodium chloride crystal. Therefore, U coulomb is equal to minus 1.748 E square over 4 pi epsilon naught R. At equilibrium, when R is equal to R naught, total energy must possess minimum value. Hence, its differentiation is 0 at R equal to R0. So, this equation 5 gives capital N into lambda z exponential R over rho minus alpha over 4 pi epsilon naught E square over R equal to 0, and exponential minus R over rho is equal to rho alpha over 4 pi epsilon naught R E square over z lambda capital R naught square. Simplifying this expression, we achieve U total equal to minus n alpha E square over 4 pi epsilon naught R naught into 1 minus rho over R naught. The term minus n alpha E square over 4 pi epsilon naught R naught in this equation is called Madelung energy. Experimental value of rho is of the order of 0.1 and R naught clearly indicating that repulsive interaction is of very short range, as I discuss in my introductory remarks. The cohesive energy for crystal formed by inert gases are calculated in similar manner, taking into consideration van der Waals or London interaction energy that vary as R raised to power minus 6 and are of short range kind of in nature. The repulsive interaction vary R minus 12. The expression for net interaction are called Lennard-Jones potential, which provide information about U total at equilibrium distance R naught. So therefore, the stability of the crystalline structure so formed depend upon the cohesive energy of crystal, and since strong electrostatic force exists between the ions, these have large cohesive energy resulting in high melting and boiling point. So they are usually brittle. Also, slipping of atoms over one another is prevented by ordering of positive and negative ions due to nature of bonds formed. So ionic bonds are reported to have following characteristics. They possess large binding energy, which is close to 7.8 electron volt, and their cohesive energy is large. Their melting and boiling point is also high. Now, characteristics of ionic solids. When we discuss about ionic solid, it is the important type of crystalline which is ionic in character. It possesses large binding energy. So, binding energy is very large as far as ionic crystals are concerned. These solids have high melting and boiling points. Ionic solids generally possesses crystalline structure. So mostly all ionic materials are crystalline in character, generally poor conductor of electricity at normal temperature. However, critical conductivity increases with the rise in temperature. Usually transparent to visible light, but these characteristic peaks are obtained in far infrared region. So basically these material behave like a transparent invisible, and peaks shift in infrared region. They are soluble in polar solvent but insoluble in non-polar solvents. Covalent bond. Covalent bond is also primary bond. Covalent bonding results due to the mutual sharing of one or more valence electrons of similar or dissimilar atoms in order to attain a stable configuration. On single electron sharing, the bond so formed is single covalent bond, while on sharing of 2, 3 or more, the bonds are double, triple and so on. H2 and Cl2 have single covalent bond and carbon atoms has 4 covalent bond. To understand the dynamics of covalent bonding, let us consider H2 molecule. For two hydrogen atom to combine, each has single 1s electron to be accommodated in the lowest energy level of the molecule must have anti-parallel spin, and there is no space for accommodating third electron because of restriction imposed by Pauli exclusion principle. That is why it there is no space for accommodating the thionyl electron, form the covalent bond between hydrogen plus hydrogen. One spin will be up and second spin will be down. There will be interaction which will be covalent in character. There is strictly no sharing of thionyl electron as shown in the respective figures, where energy level in hydrogen molecules beautifully shown in the figure. Covalent bonds are directional, that is, the electron pairs are concentrated along the line joining the two atoms. In case of diamond atoms, there are only two unpaired electrons in the ground state. So ground state is basically 1s2, 2s2, 2p2. The excited state has 4 electrons available for sharing: 1s2, 2s1, 2px1, 2py1, pz1, called sp3 hybrid state, which are also shown in the figure, where the kind of bonding which exists in this diamond through various kinds of hybrid state formed by lattice angle, that is 109.5 degree, follow the tetrahedral geometry, and their understanding, if we want to understand their stability, understand at later stages their role in playing the stability of crystal. Purely covalent crystals are relatively few in number. Some example other than diamond are silicon, germanium, and silicon carbide. Covalent crystal usually have higher cohesive energy than ionic crystal, making them hard and possesses high melting points. Covalent bonds are formed not only due to the overlap of pure s orbital or pure p orbitals, but also due to the overlap of s and p orbitals, which we called as hybrid bonding. Carbon has such bonding. I want to explain how it behaves, and it also we call this sp3 hybridization. Individual carbon atom has its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2p2, and where 2p2 is distributed under 2px, 2py, 2pz. So 2pz is empty, and 2px and 2py has unpaired spins, unpaired electrons. So when two carbon atom we brought close together, then there is jumping of spins from 2s to 2p. So they we can say that when carbon bond have such kind of bonding, it is because of four unpaired electrons or four unpaired spins. So basically this kind of overlapping between s and p is called sp3 hybridization, which we can observe in carbon. Characteristic of covalent bonds, covalent solids have following, that is, it has high binding energy, as in the case of ionic solids also. High melting and boiling point, similar in the case of ionic solids also. Generally, all covalent solids are insulator. They are insulator because of non-availability of loose electrons. They are soluble in non-polar solvent, but insoluble in polar solvents, and they are opaque in to a shorter wavelength, but are transparent to the longer ones. So here it clearly these covalent bonds are different kinds of in one frequency region they are opaque, and in the other frequency region they are transparent. Then this metallic bond also sometimes play a crucial role when we discuss about the metal crystal. So metal crystal may be considered as a array of positive charges embedded in a sea of electron gas, have crystalline structure which exhibit high electrical and thermal conductivity and are opaque and have interesting lustrous appearance. Van der Waals bonds. Van der Waals bonds is a type of secondary bond which comes into play because of weak molecular interaction, sometime which exists between electrical dipole when we understand the ferroelectric material or ferromagnetic material, this van der Waal interaction play very important role because this is weak. Sometimes their existence cannot be understood if we don't know the basic understanding why it exists between the atoms or molecules of the crystal. So basically, there is no sharing or transfer of electron in van der Waal. The binding energy of this van der Waal is of the order of 0.1 electron volt per molecule. So we can see this is very small. So this is weak, and their melting and boiling points is also low, and that is why at low temperature sometimes this van der Waal bonds very important role, and they are responsible for properties like friction, cohesion, adhesion, surface tension, viscosity, condensation of gases, and freezing of liquids, and have very high resistive material. This van der Waal play the important role. Material which have low refractive index and low dielectric constant, this van der Waal interaction play very important role, especially if we understand the ferroelectric material, especially in thin film whose dielectric constant is low, then this nature of van der Waal interaction is very important. And material which are generally transparent, there also this kind of interaction play very important role. Hydrogen bond. Hydrogen bond is also type of secondary bond. It is formed when an atom of hydrogen gets attracted by strong forces of two atoms. This bond is of order of 0.1 electron volt. This is also weak bonding. Bond is largely ionic in nature, and as it is formed between two most electronegative atoms, very important, there exists a strong permanent dipole that links with other dipole with force nearly of the order of that in ionic bond. So basically, hydrogen bonding is playing as shown in figure, where hydrogen through oxygen combined with this kind of hydrogen bonding, and hydrogen bond connect both the atoms. So student, let us summarize what we have learned in this module. So we learned the types of interatomic forces which exist in solid. It is electrostatic in character. It is both attractive, repulsive, and it is zero. So it depends upon the interatomic spacing. Accordingly, it vary and it change its character. The charge distribution in the outermost shells of the atom plays an important role in deciding the nature of the bonding and hence the type of crystal. So that means charge distribution is important for distinguishing the type of bonding. The potential energy due to attraction and repulsion in crystal decides its stability as compared to its constituent atoms or molecules. The cohesive energy plays a vital role in deciding various physical and chemical property in solid. It may be physical or it may be chemical, that in later stage we come to across how cohesive energy play such a interesting role. In iron crystal, Madelung potential is defined as the electrostatic part of the lattice energy. This is nearly independent of crystal structure. Permanent dipole bond in which hydrogen acts as the positive end of the dipole is known as hydrogen bonding. So this is also important for hydrogen bonding. It is linked with permanent dipole moment. And if there is fluctuation, that is fluctuating dipole bond, is known as van der Waals bonding. So this hydrogen bonding or van der Waals bonding, they also play important role when we discuss about the weak interactions. Thank you.